Okay, this is Animal Paradise. We are here. I want to make a video. There are 2 or 3 things I want to talk about, and then after this video, I'm going to make another one. Um, I'm here at Kwara State. Kwara State. We were at Ilorin. Now we are at Kwara State University. Am I right? No. University of Ilorin now. Yes, University of Ilorin. We're actually inside the zoo beside the University of Ilorin. Beside it, there's a zoo. Then on the other side, there's a university. Then we were at Kwara State University. Molete. Am I right? Molete at Kwara State University. From there, we went to Sobi FM. Did I pronounce it well?
Yeah.
Sobi FM. SOBI FM. Yeah, at Kwara State. I'm still here. I'm going to spend some days here. I've been here for some days. I'm going to spend some other days. I have a young man with me. His name is Himac. I'm going to make his video tomorrow. There are some unique things I want him to share with us. Being an animal farmer. He's in our group actually. He's in one of the group, Animal Paradise Farm, WhatsApp group, I think so. He's there. He did a little advert yesterday. Some people put him on interview, which he did not pass. He did not pass the interview. They were asking him questions. He didn't respond on time, And then somebody said, "Where are you? Where are you?" I think so.
Yeah.
I said, "Where are you?" You didn't answer that one. But okay, you answered this. Yeah. Okay, he's actually he's with me. If you say, "Where are you?" the answer actually is with me. I'm with him. We are both at Kwara State. I will show his face tomorrow. And today, I just want to talk about some points. Tomorrow is going to be our major character on the video tomorrow. And I want us to make that his video on his farm. He has a very lovely portable farm. We'll be there tomorrow. So, but today, I want to talk on some things. Most times I make my video, I always like to say that my videos are made in Nigeria. Made in Nigeria. I'm based in Edo State, Nigeria. I'm a Benin person. To my Benin people, they understand what I said. And so, but I travel all around Nigeria. Today, the wind will blow me to one corner. Tomorrow, it will blow me to another corner. I can be anywhere, and I make my videos from anywhere. This one is made from Kwara State. I've seen it, but my base is in Edo State. And then, over the years, we've come to understand that even in Nigeria, there are unique regions, there are unique practices to animal farming. The way you do animal farming in the north of Nigeria is not the way you do animal farming in the south of Nigeria. In the north of Nigeria, they have dry feed to feed their animals. They don't have wet feed. They don't have grasses. I say wet grasses, living plants. They don't have most of them in the northern region of Nigeria. They've, over the years, because animal farming is a cultural thing to them, they've come to understand and begin to practice the use of specific plants for feeding their grasses, like groundnut, soya beans, beans itself, the beans shell, not the beans seed, the beans shell, and so many things. Some kind of what's the English name for okababa? Guinea corn?
Guinea corn,
yeah, Guinea corn. They use Guinea corn. These things are easy. They are easily found in their region. In the north of Nigeria, they are easily found. Groundnut stem, the groundnut leaf and the groundnut stem, they have their names for it, of which I've mentioned them in most of the videos. But this is not the video where I'll mention their names. So in their etymological names. So these things I've mentioned is some of the things they use in feeding their animals. And the animals also, those things are good. They are good. They help the animals to grow fine and grow fast. And because the feeds are dry, they don't have worm issues. A high number of animals that lives in this north are not dewormed. And they don't have worm issues because they don't eat worms. When the grass is dry, the worms are dead. The worms fall off. And sometimes they will bag those things for days or even weeks before the animals will feed on it. But we at the south, our animals graze. They graze on the plants we've planted. We can plant Bracharia rosizensis. We can plant Bracharia mulato. Most of those people who don't plant, we can even plant alfalfa. They are nourishing grasses also. But most of those people who don't plant can also feed the animals with elephant grass and any corn, maize, any other grasses that the animals eat in the south. Like in the south of Nigeria now, when I mean south, I'm dividing Nigeria into two. So the south I mean include west, south, east, joined together. That's what I mean when I mean south. In that south, those are the wet regions. In that south, you see that some people can feed their animals with elephant grass, I see it, corn, and any other thing that the goat like to eat. Even the northerners who relocate their animals down to the south, they take the animals out on open grazing, and their animals eat our green leaves. Anything they like, they pick, they eat. That's one of the reasons why you see the northerners migrating down to the south. Because in the north, feeds are expensive. Feeding animals or rearing animals is expensive because you have to buy feed. But in the south, you don't buy feed. Even though you buy your plants, your grass seed and plant once, that's all. The more they are eating, the more the grasses will be growing, and you will not have to buy again. I see it. That's the advantage in the south. While because they are grazing, they will pick up worms sometimes in the south. They will pick up worms in the south. I've seen it. So those are the unique differences between rearing animals in the north and rearing animals in the south. The south is very cheap. You don't spend money to feed your animals, but you will spend money on drugs to maintain them. The north, you have to buy bags of feed. Bags of feed, bags of wheat, bags of beans shell, bags of granite leaves and granite stem, and bags of soya beans shell, bags of guinea corn. You have to buy all these things in the north or some of the regions. And then I don't want to mention those names actually, and that's why I mentioned the English names. I've done that in one of the videos. I seen it. Because of buying all these bags is going to be expensive, and then sometimes your animals may devour one bag a day. They may devour one bag a day. Depends on how big they are. If they are rams, you are fattening them. To fattening them means to allow them to eat and get fat. So it's feed they are going to be eating, and that feed is going to be costing you money. Though at the end, those people who do fattening, they do enjoy it. But me, I don't like buying feed for animals because over the years, I'm used to allowing my animals to go and graze. It doesn't cost me nothing, and for them to graze, you open door for them. You just open door, they'll go out, they will eat to satisfaction and come in. Because you have planted the grasses within the parameters of your fence. Your animals go inside your compound, they pick what you have planted for them to eat, they'll eat. And then for those people planting sweet potato. Sweet potato is a very good, the leaves and the stem is very good for your animals. It makes them fat, sweet potato. So whether you're going to harvest them and eat the potato, or you're going to plant it, let them eat the leaves, anyhow you're going to do it, sweet potato is very good for ruminants. It helps them to grow fast. That's that for that. Now, back to the points why we want to make this video. Number one, the rainy season is coming. Just as we prepared for the dry season, you have to also prepare for the rainy season. And your inability to prepare for this rainy season means that you're going to lose animals during the next dry season. So this rainy season, make sure you plant grasses. Elephant grass, goats. The fact that goats used to eat grass does not mean that all the grasses they eat nourishes their body. Are you seeing it? So you have to plant grasses that has the necessary nutritions that they need. Take for instance the Bracharia. Bracharia has enough protein, enough carbohydrate for the animals to eat. Are you seeing it? So don't just think that because you have a large landfill filled with green grasses or filled with bushes that your goat will have something to eat. They may not have something that will nourish them. So at the end, those are some of the things that is contributing to the fact that people complain that they are training their goat, or they are rearing their animals, the animal is not growing fast. If your animals are eating elephant grass, they will not be growing fast. So don't think because they are eating that it is really supplying what they need. No. If you feed just like broiler chicken, the broiler chicken, apart from the genetics is having to grow fast, if you allow the broiler chicken to be grazing the way local fowl is grazing, it will not grow fast. In 18 weeks, it will not be big. Are you seeing it? What makes it get to maturity in 8 weeks, in 8 weeks, is that feed, the composition of the feed. That's why the broiler chicken, you get to maturity at the 8 weeks, which is 2 months or 10 months, 2 months or 10 weeks, approximately, because of the feed. The same thing with goats. The same thing with ruminants. If you're just giving them anything to eat, they will not grow fast. But if you give them enhanced feed, like alfalfa, like bracharia, like lab, and there's so many other grasses that are very, very nutritious to them, they will be growing fast. So as the rainy season is coming, brush your land, make arrangement to get bracharia grass seed, get them, plant them. Let your animals eat. And as they are eating, don't just think that is the end. The excess, in the rainy season, there are excess that comes out of the grasses we plant. Find a way to save those excess, just like Joseph did in Egypt. Find a way to save those excess or extra for the next rainy season. That's where silage comes in. That's where hay comes in. That's where pellets comes in. You can actually dry the bracharia grass, either the mulatto or the rusizensis, cut it, wheat it. Wheating means keeping it in a place where rain will not beat it, and then it will be losing water. It will be losing water. It will not just dry to the end. It will still have a little of small moisture, but not so much. Then you can take it through the chaff cutter. At the end, take it through this pelletizing machine. The pelletizing machine produces it and make it dry. It dries it a little bit more, press it together, and brings it out in a kind of a pellet form. And then you can save that pellet form for months. So those grasses you plant that are growing and doing well in the rainy season, you can actually be harvesting them, processing them, keeping them for the rainy season, for the dry season. This dry season now, we saw a lot of farms that were having feed problem. And don't forget that dry season also is stocking season. Maybe you have 100 animals in your farm. It's November. The feed you're having can take care of those 100 animals, but you're not tempted to say that, okay, I want to buy more. You now went and bought 50 or 100 more to add to your animals. Meanwhile, the feed on ground cannot carry them throughout the dry season. So you got to prepare. You got to prepare. You got to prepare. You got to prepare. Preparation means converting your extra feed. Convert them, dry them, convert them, save them. Save them. Sometimes it's not easy to do hay in the dry season. It's not easy, but you can do silage. And the silage process is not so difficult, but you can do silage. So prepare for that. This rainy season that is coming. This season now, clear your land, clear it, burn it. As you clear it, you burn it, then get grass seed. Plant grass seed. If you need the bracharia grass seed, contact Animal Paradise. We can give you the bracharia grass seed. The alfalfa is brought in from overseas. It's not really easy for us to get it here in Nigeria. It's not so easy, though some people are still getting it. Some of the persons that were supposed to help us get it said the countries they need the permission to be able to export a kind of quantity that will be enough for all of us. I've seen it. They need permission to export it, whether from Brazil or from the United States. They need permission to export it. I've seen it. So that's that. But meanwhile, there are other available grasses here in Nigeria that your animal will be eating. They'll be doing well. I've seen it. So plant those grasses right now, so that you can have a healthy animals in your farm. They can eat well and look well. And if your animals are eating well, they may not need much drugs. And they may not need much drugs. Like we there in Animal Paradise, in the rainy season, we don't actually use much drugs. Even the worms does not say, we allow animals to come out by 10 o'clock in the morning. So the worms are down, and then sometimes sun is already out. They'll graze from 10 o'clock down to 4 o'clock, at most 5. By that 5, the donkeys are already gone inside. Then it's time to chase the goats inside. The donkey go inside by 5 o'clock by themselves. Then you chase the goats inside by 5 o'clock. So they will not have much contact with worms. I've seen it. And then some of the animals do well with worms. Some of them don't have worm issues, while some of them are always having worm issues. I've seen it. But after you have taken them through a deworming regime, they will all balance up, like we are doing in Animal Paradise right now. Some of the animals we brought in are having heavy worm load, so we're breaking it. We've gotten success in more than 80 of them. It's many few that is remaining for us to get that success. In the new ones that came in, it's many just few that need that their worm need to be broken down. I've seen it. But if they are eating well, they don't actually have any need for sickness. Some of the sickness that attacks them is deficiency in nutrition. When they are lacking magnesium, they are lacking some of that nutrition in their body, calcium, they will not be walking, they'll stay in one place, they can't stand up. I see. But if they are really eating well, they have a quality feed to eat, they will not be having those issues. So whatsoever money you're going to use to buy drugs, save it and use to buy quality feed. Either you buy the feed or you buy the seed. And the seed is cheaper. Buy the seed, plant it in your farm. And I think some of our videos, we have a video on YouTube already where we're planting over 100 kg of Bracharia. And some other ones, different kgs at different points in time. That place where we planted that 100 kg now, the whole village is filled with Bracharia now. Because as the seed were producing, breeze were blowing them. And the place was kind of a hill. So breeze took them down towards the valley. And everywhere you see Bracharia growing everywhere in that community. Are you seeing it? So it's good to have quality seed and plant them. And then another point I want to share today is try as much as possible not to let your baby goats die. And don't be losing baby animals, baby goats. If your goats produce, don't let them die. And one of the first thing to do to ensure that your babies survive, the baby goats survive, is feeding the mothers well. If you feed the mothers well, the mother will not abort. She will not abort. Because some of those goats used to abort when their babies are big. You see the baby will come out reddish in color, no hair, but they are already formed. I've seen it. But the mother will just abort it because she was not fed well. And then, based on feeding, if you're having a farm that you are not there, please put cameras there. Ensure that your boy or your worker calls you on phone whenever you want to feed the animals for you to see him do it. Some workers will leave the animals in a whole day, they will not feed them. Especially those animals on zero grazing that are just in one compound like this. They don't feed them. That is to lead to a lot of miscarriages. I see that the farmer will be there for over the years, the progress will be slow because the animals are always having miscarriage. And animals can even have miscarriage when the baby is in a state of blood. It will just come out as blood. Other goats will lick it up. You will not even know the animal has had miscarriage. Sometimes a goat can be with you 1 year and 6 months. He is always pregnant. He hasn't given birth. You'll be wondering why. He's always having miscarriages from time to time. You will have miscarriage, you'll get pregnant again. You'll have miscarriage, you'll get pregnant again. Have miscarriage, you'll get pregnant again. Because of insufficient feed by the workers, the goat will not be giving birth. So if you're having a farm and you're having workers there, put cameras there. Don't put cameras there and don't let some people put cameras, they'll not tell their boys. Put cameras there, tell your boy that thing is camera. On it in your phone, let him see that you are seeing him. So that he will not be giving you stress. Some people will be working for you, you'll be looking at them through the camera, they didn't give them food. You will call them, they'll say, oh, guy, give them food. You say, but I see camera, you not give. You say, I give them. He will start arguing with you and stressing you out. So if they know that cameras are there, there's an eye watching them, they will be behaving well. Meanwhile, they will remove the stress of complaining from you. And then tell them when you want to feed the animals by 10 o'clock or 9 o'clock, It depends on the time you feed the animals. Tell them to call you on phone to see the quantity of feed that they are going to give your animals. You check it on camera. You say, okay, it's not enough. Add to it. Okay, it's enough. Give them. You will see the quantity on camera. Through experience, I'm saying what I'm saying. I had a boy in my farm one time. I think we were having about 60-something goats that time. He just went into the bush and used one hand to hold cutlass. He just cut grass, and held the grass in one hand and held the cutlass in one hand and went into where the goats were and threw that grass for them. And then he came back. I said, where did he go? He's saying he's going out. Have you fed the goat? He said, yes, he has fed the goat. 60-something goats, he took one hand of grass, just his palm, he used his palm to grab grass and throw for them. If I were not there that day, he would told me that he has fed the goat. How will those goats eat that kind of grass and be satisfied? So these are the kind of situations we experience. Why I say ensure that your boys show you what they want to do to the animals. And because if they are not feeding those animals well, the animals will be having miscarriages. You'll be losing babies through miscarriage. That's one. Remember, I'm talking about the point, don't lose baby goats. If they feed them well and they finally give birth to the goats, create a warm area where your baby goat will be staying. Because your baby goats, they are your profits. They are your kind of a return on investment. The money you use in buying their mother, you're getting it from them. Are you seeing it? Especially when you're not doing fattening, you're doing farming. Are you seeing it? You're farming, you're breeding, you expect that the mother should produce. If the mother produce, the products or the produce should stay with you. So relocate them to a place that is warm. Cover up the room where the baby goat stays. Cover it up. Sometimes when the mother gives birth, relocate the mother and the baby to another place. It's not the normal place where all the other goats stays that the baby goat will stay, because the other goats can even match the baby. Are you seeing it? And then cold can affect them. The amount of fat in the mother, in the body of the mother is high. It can resist cold, but the baby cannot. So relocate the baby to a place where there's no cold, just like a room, and then let the baby goat stay there. Let it feed at the appropriate time. There are different ways, different patterns of keeping baby goat and mother goat. Some people used to separate the mother and the baby. Some people used to keep the mother and the baby in the same place for them to bond, stay together, and give themselves heat. Depends on the one that is used to you. And I think at this point in time, I need to say that all farm have their own uniqueness. We in Animal Paradise, we do our thing the way we do our thing. When you have your own farm, you're going to learn how to do your own thing in a way that will give you my maximum results or best results. It is not compulsory you must do it the way Animal Paradise does it. The regions used to change, even states used to change. And the way you take care of animals in this Kwara state I'm in is not the way you take care of animals in Edo State. Here in Kwara, like in my friend's farm, his animals are roaming around. They are not having issues. Inside his compound or the fence compound, they are going around. They don't have issues. But in our bush, that way, you must chase our animals into a room and lock them into their pen and lock them. And their pen is covered because they are in the center of the bush. In the night, it used to be very cold. So that's our own uniqueness. Are you seeing it? So don't lose baby goats. When you give birth to baby goats, make sure you care for them well. Prevent them from cold. Allow them to suck from their mother. When they are from 4 weeks old, 4 weeks old, you can vaccinate them. From 4 weeks, 5 weeks, 6 weeks. I used to vaccinate from 4 weeks, though the book says 6 weeks. But I used to vaccinate from 4 weeks. There is sun in that place I'm staying. So the book says 6 weeks, but I used to vaccinate from 4 weeks. And we have positive results from them. They are all doing well. And then after you vaccinate them, you must follow up. Make sure that you are always deworming the baby goats. Those baby goat worms used to worry them, especially when they are from 3 months old. They begin to be crazy about grass consumption. You must also be crazy about observing their worm condition and deworming them along. Are you seeing it? If you don't deworm them like that, they will have issues, worm issues. And then you must also learn how to read the worm conditions or the health condition of a goat. And apart from you opening the eyelid to look inside their eyelid, generally when you spot a goat, either from afar or from close, you should be able to know a healthy goat by the conditions on the skin, the hair, the fur, the colors of the skull, of the fur, the way it is looking, if the way it's smooth, the way it's shining, the way it's dull. All those have different meanings. If it's shining, it has different meaning. If it's dull, it has different meaning. If it's rough, it has different meaning. And you must be able to read it. That's what we tell you. If the hair is dull and rough, the goat is not healthy. Either it's not eating well or it's having a disease attack. So you investigate and help and go into action. A goat, normally, supposed to be shining and beautiful, smooth hair. If it's the type that has smooth hair, we know some has rough hair. The ones that have rough hair, when they're having worms, the hair will be dirty. It will be looking so dirty. You just see that they are dirty. But when their worm condition is good, the hair will be so shiny. It won't be dirty. That's that. And then last point, observe your farm. Observe it. And know the best practice to practice in your farm. Know the best practice. Know the best practice. Take, for instance, the dewormer we talked about. If you are in the north, you may not be deworming too much. If you're in the south, you have to deworm. Are you seeing it? The same thing with spraying. If you're in the north, you may not spray too much. If you're in the south, where everywhere is always cold and there's always rain, you have to be spraying. Because the wet conditions will make the viruses to be multiplying. You have to be spraying. So just observe your farm and know what is the best practice for your farm and practice it. Are you seeing it? Practice it and you get results. And then I want to say that based on Nigerian economy now, buy more goats, buy more animals, buy more things, because later you will sell it at a very expensive price. And so if you have money, buy more goats in your farm. If you have 50, make it 100. If you have 100, make it 150. If you have 150, make it 300. Buy more animals. The economy will bite hard at those that don't have anything to exchange for cash. And goat is something to exchange for cash. And when you have something to exchange for cash, you will exchange at the rates, at the particular rate at the point where you want to exchange. So if maybe you have 100 goats, 2022 or 2023 January, there is a price, there's a rate at that time that you want to sell your goats. 1 year after, which is this 2024, it is not the price that goats are sold in 2023 that they are sold in 2024. So as at this 2024, you want to sell your goats, you're going to sell it higher. Now, if as at this 2024 January, or we're in February now, you have 100 goats, you want to keep them till next year. You're going to sell it for a higher price. And we've known something in our country that over the years since we were born, prices does not always come down. And prices doesn't come down. The only thing that has fluctuating price is cement. And cement for building house. The price can skyrocket and drop again overnight and go up and drop again overnight. That's that. Every other thing, if it goes up, it stays up. The only condition we have is to get used to the new price. And so, buy goats, buy animals, buy land, buy properties, buy things now, because you're going to exchange it for a high amount. There is this chain link, the chain link we use in fencing our farm. I think last year, we bought it 15,000. 15,000. Unfortunately, I have one small angle, one small corner I still need to cover. I have not covered that corner. It's just really a small place. And because of the community issues I was having, they told me to stop work. Some of the community people took me to court. Though we've come back, God help us over them. So, that small place, I now called the guys. I said, Oga, how much for chain link now? He said the last price we will say now 21,000. He said, now you want to buy them now? I said, no. He said, okay, when you want to buy them, you'll call me, ask me the price, because the price will not go up. In less than 1 year, from 15,000, it has jumped up to 21,000. And that 21,000 is at the point I'm making the call. I can call tomorrow and it tells me it's around 23,000. I see it. Now the question is, the prices may be going up in the market, but the ones we've already bought, If we want to sell them, it's going to be big money. I seen it. It's going to be big money. I seen it. So, buy things. Don't be slow about it. Don't be slow about it. I seen it. I remember there was one particular area we were advertising land that time at a very reasonable price of a really reasonable price. Do you know that the price of that land has doubled now? In less than a few months, it has doubled. I seen it. So, buy goats. You will never lose. Buy them. Keep them. You will never lose. Never. You will always make more money from it. This is Animal Paradise. We have a YouTube channel, Animal Paradise Farm. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can also help us share our videos on YouTube, on Facebook, and on different social media. Share our videos. You like our videos, their quality, you think that they make sense, share it for other people to watch it also. And then like our page on Facebook, Animal Paradise Farm. We have different WhatsApp group, 4 WhatsApp group. 3 are paid group. You pay to join them. 1 is free, and you can ask to be added to anyone. You want to pay to join, fine. If you can't pay, that doesn't mean you are left out. You can still join the free one. Every of the group have their functions and their services, and there are some questions you will ask on the free group that will not be answered, because that is a mentorship club question. A mentorship club question. You have to be in the mentorship club for that to be answered, and so that's just the difference. So, but anyhow, you can join any of the WhatsApp group you want to join. We have a lot of things to learn. We are learning from each other every day. Every day. One man has a boa goat, the male and the female. The male does not cross the female, but is crossing. He said he has crossed over 100 of the local goats in that farm, but he refused to cross the female boa goat. I've seen it. So those are some of the issues we deal with on our group. I've seen it. So if you're in the group, learn a lot. Even though you already know, contribute to the people there, and then you will learn from others. A call is entering my phone. I need to cut it now.
Incoming voice call from 0810 290